Hello and welcome. Today we embark on a rather special journey, not across vast landscapes or into the deepest oceans, but into the minds of some of the world's most remarkable creatures. We will be counting down, in my view, the 10 most intelligent animals on our planet. It is a world often hidden from us, a world of complex thought, surprising ingenuity, and profound emotion. We often consider ourselves the sole proprietors of intelligence, but as we shall see, that is a rather lonely and inaccurate assumption. The animal kingdom is brimming with cognitive marvels that rival, and sometimes even surpass, our own abilities in certain domains. Throughout our exploration, you will see precisely what I am describing, as it happens. There will be no unrelated footage here. Our principle is to show, not merely to tell. So, settle in, as we begin our countdown and open a window into the extraordinary intelligence that thrives in the wild, from the canopies of ancient forests to the coral gardens of the sea. Our journey into these fascinating minds begins now. Our countdown begins in the dense rainforests of Africa, with an animal that shares approximately 98% of our DNA, the chimpanzee. Their intelligence is not abstract, it is practical, everyday reality in how they navigate social and physical life. Here, a mature male, brow furrowed in concentration, not simply foraging, preparing to solve a problem, the prize, a colony of protein-rich termites inside an earthen mound. He selects a twig of a particular length and flexibility. He strips it of leaves, fashioning a tool. This is learned, passed down through generations, a community toolkit, a form of culture. He approaches the mound, deliberate. He knows exactly where to insert the probe. He gently inserts the twig into a narrow tunnel. He waits, patiently. The soldier termites swarm and bite the foreign object. He withdraws the twig, now laden with termites. He licks them off, a nutritious reward. The sequence shows a chain of cognitive events. But intelligence goes beyond tools. They engage in a complex social dance. A young chimp has lost its mother after a dispute. An unrelated male approaches gently, wrapping an arm around the youngster. This is empathy. In the quiet intelligence of the chimpanzee, we see a powerful reflection. A close relative not just in blood, but in the very nature of thought itself. We leave the forest and plunge into the warm blue expanse of the ocean, home to our next contender, the bottlenose dolphin. Their intelligence is as fluid and dynamic as the water they inhabit. They are renowned for their playful nature, but beneath this lies a mind of profound complexity, particularly when it comes to communication and collaboration. Here, a pod of dolphins is on the hunt, but this is no chaotic chase. This is a meticulously coordinated operation. Listen closely. Their clicks and whistles are not random noise. They form a sophisticated language, allowing them to communicate with one another over considerable distances. One of the most astonishing hunting techniques is on display here: mud ring feeding. A single dolphin will swim in a rapidly shrinking circle around a school of fish, kicking up a plume of mud from the seabed with its tail. This rising wall of silt acts as a net, trapping the fish. The panicked mullet, with no escape route, leap from the water in a desperate attempt to clear the barrier, and as they do, they fly directly into the waiting mouths of the other dolphins, who have positioned themselves perfectly to catch their airborne meal. This behavior is not universal among dolphins. It is a learned tradition passed from mother to calf, specific to certain populations in shallow coastal waters. We journey now to the vast savannas and forests of Africa and Asia to meet an animal whose intelligence is as immense as its physical stature: the elephant. Their reputation for having a long memory is not a myth. It is a cornerstone of their survival and their deeply emotional lives. The matriarch of this herd, a wise old female, leads her family across the parched landscape. She is their living library, their repository of crucial knowledge. Her mind holds a detailed map: ancient waterholes, hidden groves of fruit-bearing trees, safe passages through treacherous terrain. This knowledge, accumulated over decades, is vital during times of drought or scarcity. A herd encounters the bones of a deceased elephant. They fall silent. One by one they approach, touching the skull, then the tusks with their trunks. Their behavior is reverent and solemn. This shows their connection and awareness of mortality. A calf stumbles and cries out. Mother and aunts rush over, nudging it up and reassuring it with trunk touches. Tool use, memory, and emotion place elephants among the planet's most intelligent beings. From the giants of the savannah, we turn to a surprisingly small package of cognitive power, hailing from the rainforests of West and Central Africa. This is the African gray parrot. While many birds can mimic sounds, the African gray stands apart. It doesn't just imitate, it appears to understand. Its intelligence is most strikingly demonstrated in its astonishing capacity for language and abstract thought. Meet Alex, perhaps the most famous parrot in history. Under the tutelage of scientist Irene Pepperberg, Alex learned a vocabulary of over 100 words. But crucially, he didn't just parrot them back. He could identify objects, colors, shapes, materials. Here we see footage of him being asked, "What color is the corn?"
Yellow.
This is not a simple trick. It's a demonstration of cognitive association. The complexity goes deeper. Alex could grasp abstract concepts like same and different. For example, a tray with 2 red blocks and 1 blue block, researchers would ask, "What's different?" He could correctly identify the differentiating property, color,
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
and had a concept of 0 or none. Proving that incredible cognitive power can be found in the most unexpected of places, hidden beneath a sleek coat of gray feathers. We return to the rainforest, this time to the islands of Borneo, Sumatra, to observe a solitary, thoughtful ape, the orangutan. Their name translates from Malay as person of the forest, and as we watch them, it's easy to see why. Their intelligence is methodical, patient, deeply observant. Unlike the more boisterous chimpanzees, orangutans often lead quiet, semi-solitary lives. One of their most remarkable skills is their sophisticated use of tools. Here, an orangutan wants to access the nutritious seeds inside a spiky Nesia fruit. Prying it open with bare hands is difficult and painful. Instead of giving up, this individual finds a sturdy stick. He carefully modifies it, stripping it to the right thickness, uses it as a wedge to pry open the tough husk, protecting his fingers from the spines. But his toolkit doesn't end there. The seeds inside are protected by a layer of irritating hairs. To get around this, he fashions another, smaller tool. A thin twig, uses it to carefully scrape out the seeds, avoiding the stinging hairs. This multi-tool approach, using one tool to open the fruit, another to extract the contents, demonstrates planning and foresight. Much of this knowledge is not innate. It is learned through years of careful observation. A young orangutan will spend up to 8 years with its mother, watching her every move. It sees how she builds a nest each night, a different one every time, testing branches for strength, weaving a comfortable mattress. Here we see that learning in action. This mother uses a leaf as a makeshift glove to handle a spiny caterpillar. Later, the orangutan took a piece of soap, found a piece of cloth, began mimicking the scrubbing motion in the water. Truly, a person of the forest. Our journey takes us now to a creature you might see every day, in cities, fields, and forests across the globe, the crow. Often overlooked, members of the corvid family, crows, ravens, jays, possess an intelligence that is simply staggering. They are the feathered Einsteins of the animal kingdom, and their problem-solving abilities are legendary. Perhaps the most famous example comes from the New Caledonian crow, a true master of tool manufacture. A juicy grub is tucked deep inside a crevice in a log, just out of reach of its beak. But for this crow, that's not a dead end. It flies to a nearby pandanus plant. It performs precise cuts and tears to create a hooked tool. Watch the manufacturing process. This is tool construction. The crow then returns to the log, and with its custom-made hook, fishes out the grub. Their intelligence doesn't stop there. They can solve multi-step problems. A crow is given a short stick, too short to reach the meat, but that short stick can fetch a longer stick from another enclosure. The crow uses the short stick to get the long stick, then the long stick to get the food. They also understand physics. A tube of water holds a floating titbit, but the water is too low. Beside it are stones. The crow begins picking up stones and dropping them into the tube. Water level rises. The crow retrieves the food. The crow's mind is a dynamic, brilliant engine of logic and invention. We descend once more beneath the waves, to the mysterious world of the octopus. With a brain in each of its 8 arms and a central processing unit in its head, this mollusk is, honestly, an alien intelligence in our midst. It is a solitary hunter, a master of disguise, and its most captivating trait is phenomenal problem-solving, mischief, and cunning. The octopus is the Houdini of the sea. Here, in a laboratory setting, an octopus is placed inside a glass jar with a screw-top lid. The reward, a tasty crab, is inside with it. The challenge is to get out. Watch as its arms explore the contours of the lid. It is not random flailing. One arm holds the jar steady while others probe and grip the lid's ridges. You can almost see the thought process as it tests the mechanism. It discovers that turning the lid has an effect. With astonishing coordination, several arms work in concert to twist the lid, counterclockwise, until it loosens and comes free. The octopus then flows out of the jar to claim its prize. This is not a trained behavior. It is pure deductive reasoning. In one aquarium, an octopus repeatedly short-circuited a bright light shining over its tank by squirting jets of water at it, demonstrating an understanding of cause and effect. But perhaps the most telling display of their cognitive prowess is in navigating mazes. An octopus can learn the layout of a complex maze with remarkable speed, remembering the correct path to a food reward after only a few trials. The octopus is a true testament to the fact that intelligence can evolve in the most wonderfully strange and unexpected forms. Our next animal may come as a surprise to many. We often associate it with farms and food, rarely with sharp intellect. But we travel now to the sty and the field to meet the pig. Research shows these social, curious animals possess cognitive complexity rivaling primates and even our beloved dogs. Their intelligence is often underestimated, hidden behind a layer of mud. Pigs are remarkably quick learners. Here, a group of young pigs is being taught a simple task: to move a cursor on a screen with their snouts to hit a target. Quickly, they grasp the concept and become highly proficient. This shows they understand the link between their action and an object's movement on a screen. Their memory is equally impressive. A pig can learn and remember the location of a hidden food source and recall it days or weeks later. They can navigate mazes with speed and accuracy comparable to dogs. Their social intelligence can include deception. In one study, a pig was shown the location of hidden food. A dominant pig was watching. The knowledgeable pig led its rival to an empty spot, then returned alone to claim the stash. This tactical deception requires a sophisticated theory of mind. The pig understood what the other pig knew and intended, then planned to manipulate its rival's beliefs. Pigs also show emotional contagion, a simple empathy. They respond to the joy and the distress of their penmates. They're playful, curious, and form strong social bonds. With enrichment and the chance to behave naturally, their intelligence shines through, reminding us not to judge a mind by reputation. We now turn to an animal that has shared our homes and our lives for thousands of years: the domestic dog. This long and intimate relationship has shaped their intelligence in a unique way. While they may not build tools or solve complex mechanical puzzles, their cognitive skills are finely tuned to a very specific and complex environment: the human world. Their genius lies in their ability to understand us. A dog's ability to comprehend human communication is unparalleled in the animal kingdom. They don't just respond to the tone of our voice, they understand the meaning of hundreds of words. Here, a border collie named Chaser demonstrates this. Her owner asks her to retrieve a specific toy, not by pointing but by name, from a pile of over 1,000 other toys. Chaser listens, processes the command, and unerringly returns with the correct object. This is not just memory, it is a form of language comprehension. Furthermore, dogs are masters at reading our body language. They follow our gaze, they understand our pointing gestures, a skill that even our closest relatives, chimpanzees, find difficult to master without extensive training. Their emotional intelligence is perhaps their most endearing trait. Dogs can distinguish between happy and angry human facial expressions. They are sensitive to our emotional states, often offering comfort when they sense we are sad or distressed. This dog's owner is pretending to cry. Watch as the dog ceases its play, approaches and begins to nuzzle and lick their owner's face. This is a display of empathy, a drive to comfort a member of its social group. This unique form of intelligence is a product of coevolution. For millennia, we have selected dogs that were better able to understand our commands, intentions, and emotions. Their ability to bridge the communicative gap between species makes the dog a truly remarkable and intelligent partner in our lives. For our final animal, a creature often maligned, a survivor that thrives in the shadows of our own world, the rat. Their intelligence is not flashy, efficient, adaptable, incredibly powerful. For over a century, scientists have used rats to study the mechanics of learning and memory, because their minds are so adept at these tasks. The classic test of a rat's intelligence is the maze. Here, a rat is placed at the entrance of a complex labyrinth. At the end lies a food reward. On its first run, its path is hesitant, full of wrong turns and dead ends. It is exploring, gathering data, building a mental map of its environment. Its whiskers, vibrissae, constantly twitching, feeding it tactile information about the world around it. Now watch its second attempt. The rat is faster, more confident. The number of errors has dropped dramatically. By the third trial, by the fourth trial, it often runs the maze flawlessly. This demonstrates an incredible capacity for spatial learning and memory. They don't just remember a simple sequence of left turns, right turns, they create a flexible cognitive map of the entire space. Their intelligence is also adaptable. If a familiar path in the maze is blocked, a rat will not simply give up. It will pause, consider the problem, and then quickly deduce and take a new alternative route to the goal. They can even learn to cooperate. In one experiment, 2 rats had to pull separate levers at the same time to release a treat that they could then share. Like pigs, rats also exhibit empathy. If a rat is in a cage and sees a cage mate trapped in a nearby container, it will work to free its companion, even when there is no reward for itself. The humble rat proves that intelligence is a vital survival tool, and that even the smallest of creatures can possess a truly formidable mind. And so, our countdown comes to an end. From the tool-wielding chimpanzee to the empathetic rat, we have journeyed through a world teeming with intelligence in its most diverse and wondrous forms. We have seen that the ability to think, to feel, to solve problems, and to learn is not a uniquely human trait, but a thread that runs through the rich tapestry of life on Earth. Each of these animals, in its own way, challenges us to broaden our definition of intelligence and to look at our fellow inhabitants of this planet with a newfound respect and admiration. The minds of these creatures are a frontier of discovery, and there is still so much we have yet to learn. The ingenuity of the crow, the memory of the elephant, the artistry of the octopus. These are not mere curiosities. They are profound expressions of evolution, adaptations that have allowed these species to thrive in their unique corners of the world for millennia. Acknowledging their intelligence is the first step towards a deeper understanding and appreciation for all life. Thank you for joining me on this exploration into the animal mind. I hope it has left you as fascinated as I am. Now I would love to hear from you. Which animal on our list surprised you the most? Was it the deceptively clever pig, or the problem-solving crow? Please share your thoughts in the comments below, and if you wish to continue exploring the endless wonders of the natural world with me, do consider subscribing to the channel for more journeys into the wild. Until next time, stay curious.